all about community. Again, my name is Robert L. Harris. I am your host, and my guest is Toni Rochelle, who is a model, actress, and a TV host herself. Let's talk for a moment about your talk show, Off the Hook. I guess you did that at one time, or whether you're still doing it.
No, that was my second show I had.
Okay.
When I got into the business of being a host. It was I don't know if you remember, like 106 in Park on BET. It was kind of like a segment like that. We would interview celebrities, go on red carpet events, all the different events around the Bay Area. We would go to BET Awards, the APSCAP Awards, and that was just a pleasant journey right there.
And you've had an opportunity over the years to interview some famous people. Can you remember the names of some of those famous people
that you've
interviewed?
Yes, definitely. The number one person that I can come to my mind is Smokey Robinson.
Ooh,
Blair
Smokey
Underwood.
Robinson.
Bobby Brown.
My mama told me you better shop around.
Let me tell you the story about that, though. It was Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson had just he was deceased, and we were celebrating his life. And everybody was going to LA to celebrate Michael. And as you know, the world was devastated.
Absolutely.
And we were at the APSCAP Awards, which is the award show where people write the songs. You know, most of us know the songs and the lyrics, and we think that artist writes those songs. Well, there's actually writers that write that song. And I didn't know, I had no clue. And so at the award show, if you can imagine, it was packed. And there was Michael everywhere. He was there. But as you can imagine, everyone wanted to talk to Smokey Robinson.
Absolutely.
Okay, including myself.
It's famous.
So it's a lot of pressure on the red carpet because you got to get in where you can fit in.
Right.
And not everybody want to talk to you. But he was walking and everybody was trying to grab him, and his publicist was like, we gotta go. And I was like, Smokey, can I just ask you one question? Just one question. And I said, where can I find your grandma's gumbo at? And he just started cracking up laughing. And everybody just started snapping pictures, and he just laughed. And he said, what do you know about that? And I said, I'm from Oklahoma. And I said, your grandma sells her gumbo at Bafales, which is a grocery store, a low-income grocery store in Oklahoma, and she sells her gumbo, and the gumbo is delicious.
What a beautiful connection is.
That tickled his heart because I didn't ask him about Michael. I didn't ask him about nothing else. He just started cracking up laughing.
And that's a good story.
Memorable moment.
I understand that your motto is keep ascending no matter what life throws at you.
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by that?
Ooh, just exactly what the word means. Ascending. Ascending means to rise, to thrive, to keep going, to not stay stuck, not to stay stagnant. And that could be good or bad. Even in your career, you may start out as a cashier, and then you may go to a lead, and then you may go to a shift manager, and then you may be the leader. You don't have to stay at that one particular spot. But the word ascending came more so from a hurt place, a survival mechanism, for my own personal life. Just as I stated earlier, I was going through a divorce, and going through a divorce is like going through a death. And again, I didn't know how I was going to get out of that situation.
But you got out.
I got out because I was ascending.
In other words, like moving on up. Never get stuck, but keep
stagnant.
On moving up.
Because even though I felt horrible, terrible, embarrassed, like I wasn't going to feel like that forever. I don't feel like that now.
Right.
That was 7 years ago. I mean, I'm still devastated I had a divorce, but I'm happy now.
Good.
I moved on from that place, and that's what ascending means. And we all ascend through life because life shows up for everybody.
You've been referred to as a gifted writer and speaker. Could you explain?
Thank you, Lord.
I can hear the speaking part.
I think the speaking part just comes out just from my passion. My own life experiences, my own hurt, and just dealing with community, dealing with people. I have always had an attraction to people people's stories. They're fascinating to me. And so when I hear people's stories or just conversations or my own experiences, I'm able to speak to it because it's a lot of people's stories. I've been through the same things, or I can understand how they feel or how they got through it or why they were stuck.
What about the writing? Do you enjoy writing?
Oh, the writing has saved my life.
Okay, what do you mean?
Meaning when I was sad, hurt, mad, excited, I just wrote. I just write and write. Sometimes you don't want to call somebody and talk to them about your problems. Sometimes you need to get it out, and writing helps with that. And sometimes I find myself writing poems or monologues or just writing a story to myself, and it just helps me with my stress.
So one could say that writing is a form of therapy.
Yes, sir.
It helps you to really express on paper those feelings that you have internally.
Yes, sir.
And that means a lot.
When I was younger, I grew up in the foster care system from age 8, and I aged out of the system when I was 18 years old. I was what you call a ward of the state. I mean, you belong to the state.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
you're an orphan, okay? And a lot of times I was angry, Robert. I was mad.
And I do understand that. I worked for a while before I went to law school in the probation department, Alameda County, and had lots of exposure to wards of the state. Don't touch that remote. We will be right back with All About Community. Again, my name is Robert L. Harris. I am your host, and my guest is Toni Rochelle. We will be right back with All About Community.